Underwater exploration in Fontaine is huge, and to be honest, I don't blame you if you feel a little overwhelmed about it all. After all, it's a whole new way of exploring, and it wouldn't surprise me if the size of the underwater area is going to increase with each version, similar to Inazuma's island count or the expansion of Sumeru's deserts. So it's best to master it right now, since we're only still at Fontaine's infancy. It's also a brand new way of exploring as a whole. After all, we've always been able to swim, but just not underwater. At least, well, not up until now. I have 4 big tips for you on how to step up your underwater exploration game. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know a little more, and you'll know what to look out for when playing the game itself. Of course, the biggest tip is to simply practice and learn and get the hang of it. But just mindlessly practicing gets boring after a while, so let's start off with a light topic. This is easily one of the most fun things to do with the release of Fontaine, at least in my humble opinion. It's certainly one of the more flashier things to do in the water. So how do you do it? Well, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is hold sprint underwater, then hold your jump button while continuing to hold down your sprint button. So, for example, I play with a PlayStation 4 controller. So I hold down L2 to sprint, then I hold X to start ascending back to the surface. Now, unless I'm mistaken, you can only do the Dolphin Jump with Fontaine characters, plus Hydro Traveler. So while Kokomi would look majestic doing this, unfortunately, your mermaid dreams are limited to just Fontaine characters and the Traveler right now. Traveler mermaid skinwear. You can absorb the abilities of underwater sea creatures to help you out, both from an exploration standpoint and in battle situations. Currently, at the time of version 4.0, there are 3 different types of abilities you can absorb. It's important to note that these abilities only last for a short amount of time, but with that being said, let's talk about the different abilities that you can play around with. The Armored Crab's ability looks like this. When you absorb the Armored Crab's ability, it will create an armored shield. Additionally, you'll be able to unleash shockwaves. This ability will help you to destroy any debris and clear barriers and obstacles. From a battle point of view, if you're being attacked while using this shield, it will launch an energy bolt. The Hunter's Ray looks like this. When you absorb the Hunter's Ray's ability, you can slash weak sections of seagrass with sharp water blades. The Blubber Beast's ability looks like this. When you absorb your mum's ability, you can release pulsing sonar waves around you to indicate the location of something. This skill has detection capabilities, and you can use it to display certain objects and discover invisible objects under the water. Use characters with high HP if you're not used to fighting underwater. If you're not used to the battle mechanics of underwater enemies just yet, or if you're finding that you're losing HP sooner than you might like to admit, you're better off starting to use characters with a higher HP than average. Besides, while diving, characters can't use their elemental skills, so unless you absorb the Armored Crab's ability, you can't have a shield underwater. So the likes of Zhongli, Toma, Layla, Diona, etc., their shields aren't going to be of much use if you're looking for a shielder to protect you from the dangers of what lurks underneath the sea. However, characters who scale off of HP will be useful to use underwater, since they'll have more HP to work with. Obviously. So here are a list of characters who scale off of HP, aka characters who are typically built with a HP orientated build. Free to play, Hydro Traveler. 4 stars, Dory, Candace, Layla, Diona, Kirara, Toma, Kuki Shinobu, Yao Yao, Barbara. 5 stars, Baiju, Nilu, Yilan, Zhongli, Hu Tao, and Kokomi. There are 6 different things to look out for underwater. When encountering them, they will either help you out or become a hindrance. So let's discuss them so that you know what to look out for. Currents look like this. When you enter these currents, your movement will increase. Recovery orbs look like this. These orbs regenerate your aquatic stamina and HP. Now, it's important to note that there are 2 types of orbs to look out for. The standard one is a yellow colour, which will regenerate your HP, while the blue one is for stamina, and the blue ones will only be consumed when swimming fast underwater. Additionally, these recovery orbs are the only way, other than food, to recover your HP underwater. Echoing conches look like this. These will help you to detect invisible objects nearby. High pressure water vents look like this. High pressure water vents will consistently spray out underwater currents, which will sweep your character off course. Use the abilities of the armoured crab to gain a shield which can resist this. These floating balls look like this. This ball will move when affected by high pressure water currents, be it whether they're in contact with it or not. Your job here is to get the ball into the ring that's been provided. And that's it. Those are my tips for underwater exploration, if you're feeling overwhelmed with it or stuck with it. If you knew all this already, then congrats. You know all there is to know right now. Here's a gold star. Let me know what your underwater exploration team looks like right now. If you made it this far, comment a bird emoji, specifically this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.